What's up everyone, it's me Alone, I hope you're doing alright. I genuinely did not expect to be sitting here tonight making a video, let alone one about Fallout 76, because it's been a while since I've talked about the game on this channel. Yet here we are, because the Xbox was at Tokyo Game Show today. They had a big live stream and there they announced a ton of different stuff. And squeezed right in the middle of that live stream was the announcement for Fallout 76, specifically pertaining to Atlantic City. So what I thought would be helpful would be to provide you all the information that you need to know about today's announcement in this video. So if you enjoy it, please like, I would really appreciate it. Subscribe if you are new, but let's get into all today's news. So Fallout 76 Atlantic City was first announced at the Xbox Showcase in June of this year. Details were admittedly incredibly light at the time, but at the very least we understood that Atlantic City was going to be the second expedition for the game, of course on top of the very first one, which was located in the Pit or Pittsburgh. On Fallout.com, they did provide some extra context, very slight extra context, but something nonetheless, when they said the following. Quote, prepare for high rollers and higher stakes when Fallout 76 embarks players on an all-new expedition to Atlantic City. Coming soon for all players. With so many ways to play, you too can answer the call of 76. Beyond that, there were barely any other details. We did not get a release date and we didn't even see much gameplay. Most of the trailer was a general advertisement for Fallout 76 as a whole, and there was like just the Vault Boy walking through doing a sing-along and you saw Atlantic City flash up in lights. There was a panning shot of a casino, a bit of the boardwalk and one enemy, but that was about it. And for me personally, on the side, there was a little bit of a disappointment. I know that entire showcase was pretty much focused on Starfield, but I would have liked to have seen that a little bit more. But we are here today with today's announcement at TGS, and there was at least some further gameplay provided and some interesting information about how they're going to be approaching Atlantic City. So let's get into it. In today's announcement, BGS says that since their original announcement of Atlantic City, they've apparently upped the ante with so much great content that they're going to be splitting it into 2 releases. The first update will be available on December 5th, and unfortunately they didn't provide the date for the second update. They say that the new content in Atlantic City is going to include new locations, new factions, new creatures, new missions, and new rewards. Plus, there's going to be a casino where you can, according to them, test your luck, and from what it sounds like, I think you're going to be able to play some casino games. Think of like Fallout New Vegas. I hope it's like that anyways, because that actually does sound pretty cool. And more importantly, the update is coming to the PTS incredibly soon for anyone that of course owns the game on Steam, specifically on October 3rd. So there's more info to come very soon, but we're going to be able to play this thing in a matter of weeks, which is actually kind of interesting. So let me get into my thoughts about Atlantic City. Number one, I know that a lot of the recent comments that I've said about Fallout 76 haven't been the most positive. I will be completely honest with you, I am burnt out on the game. And even after this announcement, even after I saw the announcement of Atlantic City at the Xbox Game Showcase, I didn't see it, getting me back into the game at all. I did play the Pit, I experienced expeditions, and I did a couple of runs, but even that wasn't enough to get me back into the game. I am just burnt out, and I'm like, you know what, I'm moving on to other games. I think I'm done with my time with Fallout 76. And I had a great time, loved playing the game, loved working on the game and promoting it as a community manager. But like with anything in life, I just got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm done, I had a great time, and I moved on, right? I just don't see from what I see here, Atlantic City completely changing that somehow. It seems like it's going to be another expedition. It seems like the concept is going to be very similar to the Pit, right? I don't know how they're approaching it with the 2 different releases. That does sound interesting. My guess is that the first release is going to have one type of expedition or one type of mission, and the second one maybe has a different type of expedition, or maybe there are different locations split between the 2 releases. I hope they do something more like that. I hope there's actually story elements split across both. But my worry about the split releases is that both of them are going to be fairly light on. Like, how much content is going to be packed into one big release for Atlantic City, let alone 2 different ones. That's my one big concern of it. But even then, like, maybe I'll give it a go in the PTS, but if it's the same gameplay loop, if it's the same, kind of expeditions or style of gameplay like the Pit introduced to us back in the day, then I just don't see it changing for me that much. But that's my personal experience, okay? I don't want to bog down this video with so much negative news, but I do need to mention something else, okay? And this is something that I think everyone can kind of admit at this stage. Fallout 76 is in a tough spot, right? If we are getting the pit soon, and of course it's not the full release, that's going to be later this year, but even then, how many great RPG titles and releases have we seen in recent times? And just the 3 that pop up to my mind, of course we have Starfield, BGS's own game, Baldur's Gate 3, and we're going to be getting Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty soon. These are just 3 examples, and I'm sure there are many others out there of titles that everyone's, excited about or still excited about and are playing the crap out of. I just don't know where 76 is going to figure into everybody's busy schedule with playing all these other games. I am concerned with the game. I think it is, unfortunately, on a little bit of a decline. Like, it's clear to me that not much of the BGS team is left working on it. Of course, Starfield is their big focus. From what I understand, a lot of the team at BGS Austin is still working on the game, and of course you have Double 11 working on it. But again, like, just judging from the level of content that we are getting for Fallout 76, even for the past, 6 months or so, it just doesn't seem like many people are left working on this game. And I could be wrong, but I just don't get that impression at all. So I'm worried about the game. I was hoping for a little bit more, but I'm just going to stop being negative because I know you guys don't like to see that all the time. I just wanted to provide my thoughts on, my personal experiences playing 76 and where I'm at in the life cycle. I just don't see that changing for me. But at the very least, I will highlight some positive stuff that I've seen. As mentioned, if you can go to a casino and play some casino games, I just keep thinking of Fallout New Vegas. I absolutely loved going to the casino in that game, or to the multiple casinos in that game, and just playing some card games. Like, that was sweet. I freaking loved that. I kept doing that, tying some quests with that, tying some cool rewards with being able to, play some blackjack and get in 21 or whatever it might be. I don't know. Have some fun with it, BGS. I actually think that's a really cool feature that you're introducing. Okay, I actually really do like that. And of course, we're going to be getting new locations, as they said, new factions, new creatures. Hopefully, there is some interesting storytelling and lore to do with Atlantic City. There's got to be some eclectic characters. There's got to be a cool cast of characters, cool factions, some nice backstories, like how did this Atlantic City casino get built in the first place? You really need to go ham with a lot of that stuff. And again, split it across the 2 updates, of course. Have some sort of recurring story go from one to the other. I think if you can do that, there might be something short and sweet in there for Atlantic City. So that is what I see as definitely a potential positive for the expansion, but we're going to have to wait and see. And we're going to be able to play it very, very soon. So you know what? I am going to give it a go. I'm tired of being negative. I just want to have fun with video games. I'll let you know what my thoughts were, but I'm going to give it a go when it gets to the PTS. And we'll see what it's like. And of course, that's only going to be the first part of the update, so we can't judge it in its entirety. But I at least want to see some interesting storytelling. I at least want to see a cool different location. That's the thing I'll say about the pit. The pit was beautiful. Loved exploring it. I just wish there was more of an incentive to explore it when it was released, right? So part of me is hoping that this is a success for BGS. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of Atlantic City? How they're approaching it? All that kind of stuff. And until next time, this has been Lone. Please take care of yourselves. And would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.